AAA.
This is News 10 Midday, connecting with our community.
Hello, thank you for joining us for News 10 Midday. I'm Dan Elliott.
And I'm Jennifer Smith. It is Monday, July 6th. We hope you had a good holiday weekend. Leading today's edition of News 10 Midday, President Obama is breaking some new ground today on a new series of arms control agreements with Russia. The president met with his Russian counterpart in Moscow, where they signed what they call a joint understanding that will pave the way to a new treaty. Now, the goal is to set substantially lower limits on nuclear warheads and the platforms that can carry them. Ann Compton reports.
In the gilded halls of the Kremlin, President Obama opened his first serious diplomacy with Russia with a nuclear blockbuster, the outlines of an arms control agreement that would slash hundreds of warheads and an undetermined number of missiles and bombers from the arsenals on each side.
As the world's two leading nuclear powers, the United States and Russia must lead by example, and that's what we're doing here today.
The time pressures are significant. The existing Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty expires 5 months from today. The U.S. and Russia have a ceiling now of more than 2,000 stockpiled warheads. That would be cut to about 1,500. More complex are negotiations still to be done on missiles, bombers, and submarines used to deliver those warheads, and careful inspection on each side. Their private talks lasted for hours. President Medvedev still vehemently opposes a U.S. scheme for a missile defense shield in Europe. In bright contrast to the drama, family diplomacy is underway with 8-year-old Sasha Obama and 11-year-old Malia, who are keeping up with their parents every step of the way. Their mother calls this Camp Obama, a summer free of TV filled instead with travels including this week Italy, the Vatican, and West Africa with their dad. Ann Compton, ABC News, Moscow.
Meanwhile, one of the figures behind the escalation of the Vietnam War has died. Robert McNamara served as Defense Secretary under both Presidents John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson. He was born in Oakland. He graduated from Piedmont High School and UC Berkeley. Before accepting work in government, McNamara worked for Ford Motor Company. In fact, he was the first president of the auto company who was not a member of the Ford family. Robert McNamara was 93 years old.
Well, today we are 6 days into the new fiscal year, and it appears still no budget in sight for California. Sunday, the governor and legislators met behind closed doors, and the governor says he is optimistic that a deal may be reached within a few days. He's indicated that he's willing to reconsider his proposed cuts to education as one way to head off the stalemate. The Senate is scheduled to meet in a little less than an hour from now. The Assembly has not set a specific time for a session, but members there are on call. Well, most city workers in Stockton have today off. It is the first scheduled furlough day for city employees. Only emergency response units are exempt from the furloughs. They were implemented in an effort to address the city's challenge for the new fiscal year. 12 furlough days are going to be taken between today and the end of the 2010 budget year.
Well, today is a sad day for people who enjoy Sacramento's parks and pools. Budget cuts are closing down a lot of services, and it started this morning. We're talking about pools and programs and even park bathrooms. The city of Sacramento says the series of cuts about to take hold will save the city about $4.5 million. And among the cuts, youth programs, which are being cut mid-season. The counselors will be out of work, and parents now have to find other things for their kids to do. The city is also closing many of the park's bathrooms, and there's fear that people would just urinate outside. And the biggest bummer for a lot of local kids, 4 pools are closing, those at Cabrillo, George Sim, Mangan, and Natomas High Schools. Well, Michael Jackson will be buried tomorrow and will be followed by a huge public memorial to celebrate his life. On the eve of the memorial service, a court has now weighed in on who will run his estate. An L.A. Superior Court judge says Jackson's longtime attorney, John Branca, and family friend John McClain should administer the estate as specified in Jackson's will of 2002. His mother, Katherine Jackson, had applied to oversee her son's estate, but that was before the will surfaced. She did not appear at today's hearing. Jackson's net worth is estimated at more than $230 million. Meanwhile, L.A. police are preparing for all of the people expected at the Staples Center. Just over 17,000 Michael Jackson fans won a lottery, and they will get a seat at the memorial tomorrow. Hundreds of thousands of ticket-less fans also are expected to converge on the Staples Center to say their goodbyes. And streets in the area are being blocked off. 2,500 police officers will be on duty working crowd control. Their message to people, though, is if you don't have a ticket, stay away.
Just doesn't make a lot of sense for purposes of being able to see or participate in the event. I'm hoping that people will heed that advice, and to the degree that that's possible, we'll have much smaller crowds.
Before the memorial, the Jackson family will have a private service at the Forest Lawn Cemetery. Meanwhile, police are continuing their investigation into the singer's death. They want to talk to 5 doctors who prescribe Jackson so many medications, often under false names.
Well, only 11,000 tickets will be given out for the Tuesday service at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Another 6,500 tickets are going to be given away for the Nakia Theater overflow section. That's right next door to the Staples Center. Mikey Soletta of Fairfield has been a fan of Michael Jackson since he was old enough to listen to his music. And as sad as the loss was, he is thrilled that he's able to take his emotion and his life of memories down south for one last goodbye.
Told my little sister about it. I'm like, this is real, and she said it was, and I was just ecstatic about it. We're all just going to get together to pay our respects to one of the greatest entertainers, performers that's ever lived, and I'll just remember for the rest of my life.
Now, Mikey and some of his family have already left for Los Angeles, where they're going to stay with family, and Mikey's going to be sending us his impressions and experiences as the day unfolds. And we want to let you know that ABC and News 10 will be broadcasting live coverage of the Michael Jackson Memorial Service. It starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Remembering Michael Jackson is going to be anchored by Charlie Gibson, and we will also stream the ceremony for you on news10.net.
Well, a lot of people back to work today, but it was sure a great weekend as far as the weather's concerned over the 4th of July.
Yeah, let's check in with Monica Woods, find out what's ahead for this week.
We'll be a little bit breezy again for today. Our highs will stay in the 80s. Today's forecast, sunny skies, a high of 84. There's that south wind 10 miles per hour, bringing that cooler Pacific air inland. We'll continue to see that through tomorrow. 84 degrees, the high with sunny skies, south wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Along the coast, we started off the morning with lots of low clouds and fog. Some of that thinning out right now. Still have that onshore flow going, though. Low pressure system just parked in the Pacific Northwest continues to bring us that mild weather. Warming up somewhat, though, by the weekend. We'll have that forecast coming up. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Monica. Aviation investigators in South Lake Tahoe are searching as they try to determine what caused a deadly plane crash. The pilot crashed a Cessna 150 Sunday just before 1 o'clock. The wreckage found about 800 feet east of a runway. This morning, the pilot was identified as 41-year-old Casey William Daggett of Davis.
Well, this could be your chance to help save a life. We invite you to be a hero and join us at News 10's Blood Donor Day. It will take place this Friday, July 10th from 6 in the morning till 7 at night. You can join us here at the News 10 studios. We're at 400 Broadway in Sacramento. We'll also have donor locations in Elk Grove, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Oakdale. And for the location that best fits your needs, just log on to news10.net and click on the tile in the upper left-hand portion of our homepage. You'll see it. It says Blood Donor Day. We'd love to see you on Friday. We hope you can join us.
Be a hero. Yeah, let's go to this morning's Live Online, where we are answering medical questions.
And News 10 Sharon Ito is in the News 10 Information Center. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning to you, Dan and Jennifer. We have Dr. Davis Liu with us. He's a family physician with Kaiser, a frequent contributor to Live Online. We want to start out by talking about the proper use of medication. If someone has been addicted to medication in the past, they've beat the addiction, have a new health problem, what do they need to tell their doctor so they don't find themselves back at square one?
Great question. You know, I find most of the time they tell me up front, Dr. Liu, I just want to let you know I've been clean and sober. I'm proud of that, off of addictive medications for 10 years. I want to make sure whatever you write for me that they're not these type of medications. So I think being honest and upfront is very helpful. And
another thing we wanted to address, it was last week the FDA came out with new guidelines for the use of Tylenol. What do patients and consumers need to know?
You need to understand two things. One, Tylenol is pervasive. It's everywhere. Every medication is over the counter, often have Tylenol. And number two, if you have kids, infant Tylenol and children's Tylenol have different dosages. Infant Tylenol is 3 times as strong as children's doses, so read the labeling.
So if it's for infants, use only for infants. If it's for a child,
only for a child.
And have you heard any complaints from patients about the higher dosages of Tylenol being a problem?
They aren't aware of that. That's why the FDA had that announcement last week. Most people don't realize it's in Theraflu. It's in all the pain medications we use. It's also in Excedrin migraines. If you take all these medicines, you often have too much Tylenol without realizing it.
We are answering your health questions live online with Dr. Davis Liu. Dan and Jen.
All right, thanks, Sharon. We'll check in with you towards the end of the show. And coming up on Midday, General Motors moves a step forward in its efforts to emerge from bankruptcy.
And the economy taking some of the sparkle out of charity fundraising through fireworks sales. We'll tell you more as News 10 Midday continues.
I was lying in the hospital. I kept telling myself, I can't not have a mom, and we don't think that she'll come out of it. Or if she does, she will never be able to read or write or walk or talk. 2 days before Christmas, she woke up and began talking for the first time. That was my Christmas gift. Her color came back, she began improving and hasn't stopped since.
Be a hero. Join News 10 Blood Source and Delta Blood Bank Friday, July 10th for News 10's Blood Donor Day.
Car wrecks. Sometimes you see them coming, but what you don't see are the problems that follow.
That's why you should call us immediately, the injury lawyers at Curtis and Arata.
We know about the money the insurance company won't tell you about.
Call 800-LAW-3080 because we work hard to get you your money and keep you out of the courtroom.
We can't stop a car wreck, but we can make sure the insurance company pays you every dollar you deserve.
Call us, the injury lawyers at Curtis and Arata.
The heavy hitters.
Call 1-800-LAW-3080.
Tuesday on News 10, good morning. We will have more on the public memorial for Michael Jackson. We'll air that live on News 10 and news10.net, plus weather and traffic on the 10s.
What do you need to be a pharmacy technician? A quality education.
San Joaquin Valley College.
SJVC can prepare you for a new career as a pharmacy technician in just 14 months. With hands-on training, experienced instructors, and a fast-track schedule, SJVC will get you ready to work. Earn your AS degree and get the skills and certifications you need to start a real career as a pharmacy technician. Call SJVC today.
Now the new Black Oak Casino 6-story, 1,000 space parking garage is open. Experience the new Skywalk Gaming expansion with a state-of-the-art poker room, jumping coyote espresso bar, and the largest smoke-free gaming area in California.
Have you heard about Miralax?
It's a different kind of laxative that's kind to your body.
Miralax relieves constipation with no bloating.
No cramping.
And now, no prescription.
Restore your body's natural rhythm with Miralax.
Closed captioning brought to you by Sleep Train, wishing you and your family a fun-filled summer.
All right, let's see what's happening with the markets. The NASDAQ is down 20 points. S&P 500 is down 2, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average, after being in negative territory at the start of the day, is now in positive territory, up 8 points. Some good news for General Motors. A federal bankruptcy judge ruling that GM can sell the bulk of its assets to a new company. That decision moves GM a step closer to emerging from bankruptcy, but it's a decision that could still be appealed.
Well, as quickly as they popped up, all those fireworks stands are now coming down, and a lot of the nonprofits are finding that the recession snuffed out their fireworks sales. The money raised from the sale of the fireworks makes up a huge part of many charities' budgets. And like the new Divine Mercy Catholic Church in North Natomas, on Sunday, volunteers took inventory, and the church says they did turn a profit, but not nearly as much as last year.
We always expect it to be slow. But then it picked up by Wednesday, and it's up what we expected. But overall, the total sales is down for like 30%. 6750.
Divine Mercy will put the money toward the building fund of its new church, and the church will open its doors to the public in September. News 10 is committed to helping you survive the economy. In today's Who's Hiring, there are nearly 140 new jobs up for grabs as Orchard Supply Hardware gears up to open 2 new stores later this year. Orchard will be holding job fairs in Sonoma and Solano counties this Tuesday, July 7th, that's tomorrow, and Wednesday, July 8th. The job fair on Tuesday will be at 2245 Challenger Way in Santa Rosa. That's from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. till noon, and then from 1 until 5. Now, the job fair on Wednesday will be at the EDD office at 320 Campus Lane in Fairfield, from 8:30 to noon, and then from 1 to 4:45. For more information on these and other jobs and other tips for surviving the economy, just go to news10.net and click on Surviving the Economy at the top of the home page.
Well, the film Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is due out July 17th. That's a week from Friday, but you could see it before anyone else. All you have to do is watch Ellen weekdays at 4 p.m. on News 10. They've got the Harry Potter magic word of the day. Once you get the word, log on to news10.net for your chance to qualify for movie passes to see Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This will go on every day this week, including Friday. So watch Ellen, get the magic word of the day, and then go to news10.net to qualify for the tickets. All the details are there right for you on news10.net.
And coming up, our Jonathan Mumm will take us for a ride on the rails in the Redwoods. It's all in high definition on our California postcard.
And remember, you can join the live online conversation right now, talking about the medications that you're taking. Just log on to news10.net and click on the live online tab. We'll be right back with Midday.
Absolutely. Security disability. Talk to the right people. David Allen and Associates Law.
80% of seniors who end up in convalescent care are there because of fall-related injuries, and many of those happen in the bathroom. But those slips and falls can be prevented with this, the American Home Makeover's therapeutic walk-in tub. This is making it possible for people to stay in their homes. You simply open the door, step up only 6 inches to get into the tub, close the door, fill it up, sit back, relax, and prepare yourself for the most therapeutically beneficial whirlpool bath you've ever had.
Heat is a physical therapy, component that we use all the time, and movement is so important in keeping people out of long-term care facilities, convalescent hospitals.
Warm water therapy really does make a difference, and here's how easy it is to bring it into your home. This is typical, a fairly small bathroom. Our factory-trained installers remove your old tub quickly and take it away, and in its place goes the better choice, an American Home Makeover's therapeutic walk-in tub. Our crew hooks it up for electrical and plumbing, and then the final touches. Our people are craftsmen. Their experienced skill installs the finishing panels, all in cultured marble. It looks terrific. It's completely sealed, so water will never leak into or around it. And done, it looks like it's always been there, making your life more comfortable and much safer.
I was being afraid of taking a shower and trying to get out of the tub. And I became more cautious and more cautious. And then I have arthritis in both knees. And getting out of a tub was an impossible thing.
So take the danger out of the bathroom and out of your life forever. Call American Home Makeovers, and if you do, we'll include and install free a Renai tankless water heater, a $2,200 value with your tub. And if you call to set up an appointment, we'll give you a 3-day, 2-night vacation at any one of 27 vacation destinations. So be sure to call us, 1-800-417-7777.
Take advantage of President Obama's stimulus plan and save on your energy bills. Vinyl Designs will replace your windows and give you 30% off your entire order. Call now.
This is News 10 Midday, connecting with our community.
Oh, beautiful Monday out there. It's really just gorgeous weather, so let's enjoy it before the real heat of summer descends upon us. Well, there are few things more romantic or nostalgic than an old steam locomotive. Now, they may not pull the freight anymore, but there are places that they still run and where you can still go for a ride.
In fact, one such place is near Santa Cruz, where the Roaring Camp and Big Trees Railroad will take you through the Redwoods. Jonathan Mumm invites us along for a ride in high definition in this week's California postcard.
There's just something special about an old-fashioned steam train, whether you're on board for fun,
anytime we can find one, we ride it,
or because it's your job.
Well, I'm stretching my childhood out as far as it'll go.
Roaring Camp and Big Trees Railroad has been taking passengers up the mountain or to and from the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk since the mid-1960s. But the original trains here were for the logging.
Started way back 1880s with lumber being taken out of the area here and brought down to the wharf at Santa Cruz.
They didn't get all the first-growth redwoods, though. The ones here were saved by a private landowner, and some of them date back more than 2,000 years, reaching heights over 300 feet.
I didn't even realize how tall these trees are. It's magnificent, really.
The locomotive is a 1912 Shay they call Dixiana. It earns its keep on this route.
These engines work harder on this property than they probably ever did in their lives.
There are a number of twists and turns to the track, and sometimes those trees still get awfully close. But that is part of the reason a trip like this stands out against a passenger's normal day-to-day experience.
They see nature as it really is. There's no commuter computer display here. This is exactly the way it was.
The route takes the train past the burnt ruin of an earlier bridge, over a small trestle, and to a stop on Bear Mountain, where passengers can walk to a grove of the Pacific Coast redwoods.
Just a nice, a beautiful piece. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a walk up the hill, so they really appreciate it when they get into the shade here.
And the engine doesn't mind posing for photographs while kids meet the engineer.
Hayden, I'm Nate. Nice to meet you.
Nathan Goodman says he always wanted to be an engineer, and he thinks he knows why.
The first place my parents took me when I was born and came out of the hospital was the train museum in Sacramento. Oh. And I always blame that.
Quite a bit of the allure has to be wrapped up in those old steam locomotives.
There's a lot of steam and it's cool.
Or as engineer Nate sees it,
I would say they've got personality. Each one of them's different. They kind of seem like they're alive, you know?
They're just fun to ride on.
Do you think they'd be hard to drive?
I don't know about that one.
Well, come on. How hard can it be?
It's a lot of seat of your pants kind of stuff, you know? You feel it. You're hearing little noises. Sometimes the engine will just feel a little bit different, and you got to know what to do, you know? That's all experience.
Another day on the railroad. In Felton, Jonathan Mung, News 10.
If you'd like to check it out, the Roaring Camp and Big Trees Railroad is located off Graham Hill Road in Felton, which is 6 miles from Santa Cruz. And for more information, log on to news10.net. Also, if you have a story idea that you think would make a good California postcard, Jonathan wants you to email him at jmum@news10.net.
He wants to hear what you think. Coming up, Monica Woods has the latest on our weather.
And also, you'll meet today's tail wagger from the county foster pet. This is Dolly. Hello, Dolly. We'll tell you more about. Look at her. Hi, Dolly.
Catch Chris Body at the Nugget July 10th.
We bought this new kitchen floor with the money we saved on this new carpet.
It's Empire's 60% off event. Get huge savings on quality brand name carpet or flooring. It's your choice, and whatever you choose, it's 60% off. Plus no payments for 1 year. Shop at home and we'll install next day. At 60% off, you can afford even more floor. Call today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
As a podiatrist and a parent, I know how important it is for kids to be active. But too much activity or inactivity can strain growing bodies, causing pain in young feet, legs, even backs. That's why Good Feet has now developed an arch support program exclusively for children to redistribute body weight, helping to eliminate pain and promote good health. With Good Feet arch supports, everyone can be a winner.
Visit Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Fairfield.
When you donate blood Friday, July 10th for News 10 Blood Donor Day, all locations will also cover your fee to become a bone marrow donor. For more details, visit news10.net.
If you're like a lot of people, you have high blood pressure and you have high cholesterol. You've taken steps to try and lower both your numbers, but how close are you to your goals? There may be more you can do. Only Catawet combines 2 proven medicines in a single pill to significantly lower high blood pressure and high cholesterol. In a clinical study of patients with slightly elevated blood pressure and cholesterol, Catawet helped 48% reach both goals in just 4 weeks.
Catawit is one of many treatment options, in addition to diet and exercise, that you can discuss with your doctor. Catawit is not for everyone. It's not for people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. To check for liver problems, you need simple blood tests. Tell your doctor about any heart problems and all other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
How close are you to where you want to be? Ask your doctor if Catawit can help you go for both your goals.
This is News 10 Midday, connecting with our community.
Welcome back to Midday. Okay, question is, can we expect a heat up as the week progresses?
Well, let's check back in with Monica Woods. Monica?
Our temperatures dropped significantly yesterday into the 80s for most locations to right around 90 degrees. We still have that onshore flow, so we'll continue to see those mild conditions through the forecast. Normally this time of year, we're in the low to mid 90s. Today will just be in the mid 80s. So we have that low cloudiness and fog along the coast early this morning. Now starting to clear, obviously, as we head through the midday hours. Microcast forecast model. There's that low pressure system I was talking about parked up in the Pacific Northwest. Here's our jet stream pattern. It's our storm track, and it's dipped down to the south, allowing some of that cooler air to move on in to much of Northern California. With that, we won't have as much instability in the Sierra, so we'll find basically dry conditions but breezy weather with a lake wind advisory in effect for portions of the forecast and also a higher fire danger as we head towards the middle of the work week. Our 7-day forecast, so we'll find highs in the 80s pretty much through our Friday forecast with sunny skies across the board. UV index still at 10. So despite the fact we have the cooler weather, still want to load up on that sunscreen. Air quality pretty good here throughout the next couple of days. Saturday and Sunday, you see those highs back in the low to mid 90s. Stockton and Modesto looking at sunshine across the board as well. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s today, near 90 by Thursday and Friday, and then mid 90s over the weekend. Now another chilly start actually this morning, quite crisp outside. Temperatures are bottoming out in the 50s to near 60. And the Tahoe region, mostly sunny skies, no threat of any showers at this point. We will find some breezy conditions though through much of the work week. Highs will stay in the 70s, lows in the 40s. All right, there's your cool forecast. Back to you.
We love it. Thank you, Monica. We want to introduce you to a loving pet from the Sacramento County Animal Shelter looking for a good home.
Say hello, Dolly. She is adorable terrier mix, only 3 years old, right mix of calm and fun. She's got great manners. She loves treats. Look at her. She knows some tricks. She's just a great dog, and she had puppies recently, but she's ready to go into a new home. She'll be a real sweetheart for you. If you can give Miss Dolly a home, give them a call at Sacramento County Animal Control, where the number is 875-5848.
Good luck, Dolly. Let's go back to the Information Center, check in with Sharon Ito for Live Online. Sharon?
Dr. Davis Liu is a family physician with Kaiser, and as far as questions about medications, we have about 25 seconds. If it's expired, should you continue using it at all under any circumstances?
No, actually, I would say that if it's expired, definitely do not use medications. One of the ones that's most important to talk about is actually nitroglycerin, which often we give for our heart patients. Many don't realize that they expire in 6 to 9 months. So they actually hold them on for years and years and years. In fact, that's when I'd say highlights that you should get refilled, even if you don't have heart problems.
Okay, and more questions will be answered live online.
Good advice. Thanks, Sharon. Thank you, Doctor. And thanks to you for spending some time with us.
We'll see you with News 10 at 5.
News 10, connecting news and weather.